talk about Kryon, we'll bring up the CEO, Harel Tayeb. So, RPA, can I ask a question? How many of you had heard that acronym RPA before? If we can get some lights on the audience, I want to see how many have heard of RPA. Okay, that's actually, it's not too bad, more than I thought. I mean, in the investment arena, this is hotter than a pistol. You put the lights back down. RPA is really a buzzword that people are talking about. It stands for Robotic Process Automation. Why is RPA so hot?
So RPA, it's so hot because, you know, we've heard about the fourth industrial revolution over the last, I would say, few years. And the RPA is the core of this fourth industrial revolution. So we know that eventually robotics will replace people everywhere. It can be autonomous car, it can be almost anywhere, but it starts from the enterprise themselves. So we see many virtual workers implemented within many enterprises and change the entire market.
But when we think of robots, we usually think of industrial robots on the factory floor, welding, picking and placing, sealing, you know, all that kind of stuff. But you're not talking about factory robots, you're talking about office automation robots.
Exactly. It's a business process automation. It means that we have a virtual machine, can be in the cloud, can be on-prem, and this virtual machine can literally execute any logical process that you have within the organization. Any logical process. It can be...
Give me an example. Give me a classic RPA automation process that you make more smart.
So very simple. So claim for insurance company. So claim process is very complicated, very challenging. You know, you have a PDF file, 60 pages, a lot of information, and the decision is very complicated. Sometimes you need to take that into your lawyers, sometimes you need to take that into some kind of assessment. So the entire claim processes within insurance companies today done by virtual machine, by robotic process automation. We have many examples. It can be, you know, Microsoft as an example, royalty process. They paid $4.5 billion every year to game developers as royalty. So
they paid out $4.5 billion,
yeah.
And they use RPA to determine.
So yeah, they used to, you know, they have FTEs, full-time employees, working mainly on these processes. Today they are using RPA. They are using robotics.
So we're looking here at a list of some of your clients.
Yeah.
Microsoft is a client?
Yeah, very impressive. And partner, actually. They are selling Kryon.
So, you know, can you talk about what some of these guys, like what's AT&T doing?
Okay, so AT&T, we have today an implementation within their cyber department. But again, think of that any process that you're doing today within their cyber department, they are now moving that into the automation. So I will give you an example. If I need a person, an employee within my organization to look into many different applications, different type of information, and then gather that and take this information, send that via email to his supervisor or to his manager, and then based on some results, you know, take some actions. That can be done by virtual machines.
And now your special sauce in this has to do with the discovery part of this, right? In other words, explain that. What, you know?
So process, you know, in general, RPA, it's huge success in the entire world. So just to give you some sense, so Deutsche Bank, the largest bank in Europe, the CEO just mentioned a year ago that he is going to implement 50,000 bots in his...
50,000?
Yeah, exactly. And they have 100,000 employees.
So in other words, one bot for every 2 employees.
Exactly. That's insane. So the main challenge today in the RPA market is the ability to identify these processes. You know, if you will look on the you know, analyst reports, usually you will see that the ratio between the RPA software and the RPA services, it's 1 to 3. For any dollar,
For every dollar of software license, you spend $3
On the
So this is a
advisor.
huge bonanza for
Huge.
the consultants, the McKinseys,
Exactly.
Accentures of the
and
world.
we love them. We love them.
Okay, yes. No, we love them too. Everybody loves them.
But again,
You just pay for that love.
But we, McKinsey is a good example because McKinsey eventually, they evaluate our process discovery. They identified that we reduced up to 80% of the total cost of ownership. So from the ability to identify these processes and take them into production, into the environment, we can reduce 80% of this time. And the impact on the businesses will be much higher.
Wait a minute. What I understand by this is, first of all, there's data up there about trillions of dollars of potential is huge. That the average, large company is going to save $30 million. That 90% of companies are going to need it. And your specialty is this ability, oops, going to go back. I went too far. Got to see if I can get that back again. Your ability to do this whole circle automated in a fashion. Normally, discovery is what you hand over to the consultants, and your bots do it themselves.
Exactly. So we can automate the automation. So we've started from the automation, so from the pure RPA solution, but today we have we are the only company in the market that can offer a full cycle automation, which means that we have the ability to identify, to execute, and to optimize these processes. I don't want to say without any human intervention, but up to 80%.
You're reducing
exactly,
this by...
up to 80%.
Okay, so you're already in a revenue production mode. You don't get those customers without getting revenue.
Of course.
This year, how much will you grow this year?
So we grew over 50% year over year last year. And this year we are targeting more than 100% growth in ARR.
And you're going to get over a double-digit million.
Yeah, we are more than $10 million in revenue. This year it will, this year will be more than 20.
And how big does this get? I mean, does this keep on growing and growing and growing?
Yeah, so that's today, in the market, the numbers is that less than 50% of the enterprise in the market, they have less than 20 bots in production. It means that it's almost nothing.
Wait, so in other words, let's stop 1 second. Deutsche Bank said 50,000 bots.
Deutsche, yeah.
Okay, you said that
they have maybe 10, maybe 20.
They have 10 or 20 bots now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're really at the beginning of this revolution.
And the main challenge again is the scale up, is the ability to scale up. So we are getting customers, I can give you many examples, but T-Mobile, they're already using RPA software, another RPA vendor. They approach Kryon. They said, we have 20 bots in production. We need more than that. We believe that we can have thousands of bots, but we don't know what to do next. We don't know where to identify. We don't want to spend, an additional $1 million paying to E&Y or PwC.
And is there any, other than insurance, for example, is it every industry that's going to be affected by RPA, or are there certain ones that are really, salient?
Yeah, so I think that, as a revolution, it touched everyone. But today, the money on the table is mainly in the enterprise market. So the enterprise market, and in regards to any type of vertical, it's insane. Insurance companies, banks. We just closed the deal with Sberbank, the largest Russian bank in Russia.
Huge.
Which is, huge bank. And it's a sole vendor agreement. So we have, so the banks, insurance companies, telcos. We have Wyndham Hotel, the largest hotel chain in the world, using our platform. So, it's almost it's relevant for the entire enterprise market. And I believe that in the next few years, it will be changed to use by the SMEs and SMBs. The moment that this platform, the full cycle automation, will be a fully SaaS solution, it will open an entire new market for SMEs and SMBs.
This is exciting, a really interesting company with investment live now on OurCrowd. Thank you very much, Harel Tayeb from Kryon.